Hello everyone, my name is Emma Doyle, and I am in the 6th grade. I want to tell you about my passion, baking and cake decorating. I started to get interested in baking and cake decorating while watching TV shows like Ace of Cakes, Cake Boss, and other baking and decorating challenges. I was fascinated at what people can do with cakes, and how amazing and creative one can be with cake decorating. At first, I started by just trying to bake and frost cakes. They were very messy and not the most attractive. But I kept on baking. My parents could see that I really enjoyed baking, so they wanted to make sure I was safe in the kitchen. My dad taught me how to use a fire extinguisher in case of any accidental fires. And my mom taught me how to work the oven and how to handle hot items. My first serious cake was a broken leg cake. My grandma had broken her leg in the previous year, so on the anniversary of her broken leg, I made her this cake. I thought it would make her laugh. She adored it. To make it, I molded Rice Krispie treats into the shape of a foot, and I covered the foot with strips of my own marshmallow fondant to make the cast. The toes are made of fondant as well. What is funny is that she kept this foot. People might get a shock if they look in her freezer. My journey to cake decorating has had many successes and failures, but in the process, many good learning experiences. One time, I had to bake mini cupcakes for a friend. I had never made mini cupcakes before. In the midst of doing this, I burnt over 200 cupcakes before discovering the proper adjustments in oven temperature and baking time. I was quite frustrated, burning batch after batch of cupcakes, until I realized that I had them in the oven too long and the temperature too high. Once I figured it out, I had great success. I have learned a lot from cakes. Baking requires math, measurements, conversions, and calculations. It also involves science, the mixing of different ingredients, and beating and developing of flavors. And lastly, you need creativity. I won't lie to you now. I love to learn, but I hate school. I wish schools could be more engaging, make learning about creating, and more interactive. This is what I and many others look like while in school. It is boring if all you do at school is memorizing dates and facts for tests. And right after school, we come home to the worst part of all, homework. No kid likes homework. After 6 or 7 hours of school, they are burnt out and want no more. From my own experience, and others too, when state testing time comes around, it seems to be the least stressful week of the whole year because there is no homework. To me, it's a kid's paradise. In addition to learning from YouTube videos and the internet, I wanted to get hands-on lessons in cake decorating. Kids' classes are just too easy and only involve some frosting and sprinkles. I wanted to challenge myself, take an adult course where I could learn new and advanced techniques. My mom and I began to think and decided I could handle an adult class. We got special permission to take the class, and I learned a lot. But at first, it was very intimidating, being in a room full of adult strangers. But before long, they realized my focus and could see that I could keep up and make beautiful cakes too. This is the cake that I made at my class. It has 72 handmade calla lilies on it. It took me 1 day to complete and a week to dry. But then I got to assemble it at my class. Before taking the class, I tried to make the calla lilies on my own. It took me the same amount of time to make 2 unattractive calla lilies as it took me to make 72 beautiful calla lilies. Whenever I'm asked to make a cake, I try to think of a theme or something that reflects the person. Designing a cake allows me to be very creative. Here are some of the cakes that I've made over the years. This is a Reese's Pieces cake that I made for my sister's soccer coach, Travis, for his birthday. He loves Reese's Pieces. My good friend Marla really loves shoes, so I decided to make her a cake she would love. I designed the shoe myself, and it is entirely edible, out of fondant and gum paste. It is sitting on top of a cake that is shaped like a shoebox. One time, I was asked to make a wedding cake for 2 chefs. I had an idea of doing a pot of stew cake with vegetables made of sugar all around it. I thought it would be important to add their own recipe for a happy marriage. The recipe for a happy marriage is 3 cups of kindness, 1 gallon of patience, 1 cup of encouragement, 2 quarts of consideration, and 1 tablespoon of faith and trust. And it serves 2 for a lifetime. My really good friend Hannah recently turned 13, so for her bat mitzvah, I made her this cake. The theme of her party was New York City, so I decided to incorporate the New York City skyline, the Statue of Liberty, a taxi cab, and many other important points of interest throughout New York. I had a lot of fun making these cakes. I think it would be great if schools in the future would allow kids to explore what makes them excited and interested. I think it would help kids find their passions. In closing, I would like to say, cake baking and decorating makes me feel special. It is a sweet purpose. I hope you find your journey to purpose. Thank you.